Hi, the Prime Minister of India. We are going to discuss about the important position in a country's administration. The Prime Minister is the real executive head of the union government and he occupies an important position in the administration of a country. See, right from our childhood, we are listening Prime Minister, everybody, whoever comes for general knowledge question, well, who is our Prime Minister? First question they ask the children, who is our Prime Minister? Understand? Like that it is there in our minds since childhood. Such an important position he occupies, not only domestically but also internationally. Since India has a parliamentary form of government, the real powers rests with him. Okay, because in the parliamentary form of government, always the prime minister is key. He is the uncrowned king and the keystone of the cabinet arch in the union government. Let's see his qualification, his or her qualifications. He should be citizen of India first and foremost. He should have completed the age of 25 years. See the second point, we have seen that when a president or vice president was there, one of the criteria was they should be the age of 35 years. But here, he should be the age of 25 years, completed the age of how much? 25 years. He should be qualified for election as a member of the Lok Sabha. Okay. He should not hold any office of profit under the union or state or local governments. That means if already before getting elected he is an employee or somewhere or is in any state government or state central government, public sector or local government, he is employed where he is getting some financial benefits in the form of salaries or any allowances, he should leave them. Then only he is eligible for this. Next, appointment. We will see how he is appointed. The president appoints the prime minister. Okay, who will appoint him? The president of India appoints the prime minister. Generally, the president has to summon the leader of the majority party in the Lok Sabha to form the ministry. For example, if there are general elections, member of parliaments across the country are get elected and some ex party will claim the majority in the parliament, that we have got enough majority to claim the government, then president will call upon, okay, whoever is claiming, no, you have to prove your majority. Once you have proved that in a written form that and no, that we are having this enough majority to rule, then you will be the leader of that party will be appointed as the prime minister. Okay, if no party gets an absolute majority, the president can use his discretion and summon the leader of the party who in his opinion can manage to form a ministry. For example, some 2-3 parties are claiming we have a majority, but if there is some kind of confusion or so, nobody is having a absolute majority, then president in his discretion means he can decide upon who is having a majority and he can call upon and ask them to prove the majority in the house. So wherever it's okay, then he will assign them the prime ministership. Afterwards, the prime minister will be asked to prove his majority in the Lok Sabha. Okay, once they claim that they have to prove the majority in the Lok Sabha. Then oath of office, that is the president of India will administer the oath of office of the prime minister. Okay, the leader of the house, once proving the majority, after that he will be administered the oath of office by the president. And what is the term of office? It's not like generally we think term means 5 years. See, here there is a catchy word that you have to understand here. The prime minister shall remain in office during the pleasure of the president. This is the thing. Okay, that means as long as he enjoys the pleasure of the president, that is nothing but a Lok Sabha supports him. He is claiming a majority in the Lok Sabha and they are gaining the confidence in the Lok Sabha. Throughout that he can be in the seat. Okay, so but actually he assumes his powers as long as he retains the confidence of the majority members in the Lok Sabha. So he resigns when the Lok Sabha accepts a no confidence motion against his ministry. Means whenever there is no confidence in him, the majority of them is not supporting the prime minister, then he has to step down. Okay. Next we'll see his salary and allowances of the president. See, while addressing, I am telling he, just for the namesake we are taking he, that can be he or she. Okay. The salary and allowances of prime minister are decided by the parliament from time to time. So the salary and allowances of the prime minister are decided from time to time by the parliament. Actually, prime minister, he will not get something special, just like other members of the parliament, how much they are getting, the same thing he will get. But some facilities and protocol and some other security, some other things will be added to him. He gets his salary and allowances that are payable to a member of parliament. Okay. At present, the Prime Minister gets a salary and allowance of rupees 1,60,000, that has been increased to 2,80,000 per month. Let's see the powers and functions. Because of these powers, he is called a very powerful person. Prime Minister is a real head in a country because ours is a parliamentary form of government. Powers and functions. The Prime Minister is the head of the union government. He is the real executive. The Council of Ministers cannot exist without the Prime Minister. See, always our executive is the Council of Ministers, as we discussed earlier, and the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. Who is heading that? Prime Minister will be heading the Council of Ministers, and his powers are explained variously as under. First, as a leader of the Union Cabinet, this is very important power because all the policies, everything done in the country, all are discussed, done in the cabinet, for which he is the leader. The Prime Minister is the leader of the Union Council of Ministers. He selects some eminent members of his party in Parliament and says that they are appointed as ministers by the President. See, he has his choice. Being a leader of that party and claiming the majority in the Lok Sabha, he will choose the right persons for the right portfolios, right ministries, okay, as the cabinet ministers. He has a free choice of both allocating portfolios and reshuffling the ministry. So he has got the choice. Nobody can tell him. No, he can appoint anybody as defense minister or union home minister or human resource development minister, anything, or he can reshuffle the ministries and portfolios also. All powers are with him. He has free choice in that. And all the ministers are personally and politically loyal to the Prime Minister. See, personally, politically, they should be loyal to the Prime Minister because they are under him. They should accept that he is the leader. That's why they are in that party and they are in that position. He decides the agenda of the cabinet meetings. In any emergency meetings, cabinet meetings, secret meetings are to be conducted, he will decide the agenda, what is to be done and when is the meeting should be convened, everything. Further, he presides over the cabinet meetings, means he will be presiding the meeting. Next, as a leader of the union government, what all he do? The Prime Minister acts as the leader of the union government. The union executive, that is Union Council of Ministers, initiates its business after the swearing in ceremony of the Prime Minister. See, the union executive is nothing but the Union Council of Ministers. They start their business only after the swearing in ceremony, that is oath taking ceremony of the Prime Minister. See, actually all the ministers will take the oath under the President. After the Prime Minister will allocate each of them their respective portfolios. Then they will start business. All the ministers in the Union Ministry assume their office or their position and exercise their powers along with the Prime Minister. See, all of the ministers, they will assume the office, means they have their respective offices. Some will be taking care of defense, finance, agriculture, etc. They started taking and exercising their power along with the Prime Minister. And what are the ministries which are not been allocated to any ministry, that will be under the charge of the Prime Minister himself. In fact, the Prime Minister influences the nature and working of the union government. Okay, his work style, everything influences the nature of the government and its impact, how it is working, everything only in the charisma of the Prime Minister. He not only has a clear understanding but holds complete control over the affairs of the union government. He is just not a leader for that. He is having a complete control over the union government affairs. It's not that easy task. Being a Prime Minister is a very difficult task. And all the high level officers and the entire ministry in the union government behave and act according to the wishes of the Prime Minister. Means he is an absolute leader. Under him, everything has to be function. As a leader of the Parliament, we'll see what is the function of Prime Minister of India. As a leader of the majority party in the House of People of Parliament and the head of the government, the Prime Minister is treated as the leader of the Parliament. See, he has been treated as the leader of the Parliament because he is heading the government, especially most of the time he is from the Lok Sabha. Okay. Only in few cases there was leaders from Rajya Sabha also. Most of the time they will be elected by the people directly, that is a Lok Sabha member. Okay. So as a leader of the majority party of the House in the Parliament, he is be treated as a leader of the whole Parliament. He informs the cabinet decisions to the Parliament. See, whatever decisions are made in his cabinet, that would be informed to the Parliament. Parliament in the sense, both the House will be there along with the President. He should inform them. And he communicates the major domestic and foreign policies of the union government to the members of the Parliament. See, what are the policies, cabinet discussions happens, everything he has to put forth in the Parliament, because for the knowledge of the other members of the Parliament. Whatever is going Maybe decisions have been taken by the parliament head, cabinet headed by him. After taking that, this is the one thing we are going to do. They'll have to lay before the parliament so that it should be in the notice and knowledge of all the members of the parliament. And he is also a link between the president and the council of ministers. The prime minister acts as the link between the president and the union council of ministers. It is his duty to communicate to the president about the decisions of the union and council ministers. That means a union council ministers will take certain decisions on certain policies. Okay, on that, whatever they have decided, those things he has to communicate to the president. That is his responsibility. He will not say someone. He will inform whatever is happening, whatever business, to the president. He furnishes all information required by the president concerning the affairs of the union government. Suppose sometimes president will call upon, I want some information about this, that everything he takes the information from the union government, he has to furnish to the president. Leader of the union government. See, we already discussed that he is the leader of the union government and also the parliament. So the prime minister is the head of the union government. He, along with his council of ministers, formulate policies, programs, and oversees planning and implementation of various projects of government for the upliftment and development of the people and country. See, as a head of the country, we can say a real head of the country, all the responsibilities like formulating policies, programs, and overseeing them, implementation, okay, of different projects for the welfare of the people, for the upliftment of the people, and for the development of the country. All these are under him. And all the government machinery acts according to the wishes of the prime minister. So all the government machinery, you take anything in the country, everything has to act according to the prime minister. And as a leader of the nation, the prime minister acts as the leader of the nation. Being the leader of parliament and head of government, his statements in and outside of the parliament is treated as important matters of the union. See, for example, if you and me, just for example, we say utter something outside or inside a house or wherever, that doesn't matter at all. But being a head of the nation, leader of the nation, if a prime minister says anything, any single word, a sentence that makes a big news, and they take it as seriously. Understand? Okay. So even in the country and outside the country, they have to be very careful in just uttering the words, because they take it very seriously, and that matters to the union. Okay. And while touring foreign countries of the prime minister represents the nation, and his statements are treated as the opinion of the nation as a whole. See, a prime minister might be touring different countries. Suppose in some forums and some meetings, he will be giving a speech. Whatever he says, that is a voice of whole India, not a single person. That is the voice of whole country. Understand? And also, he is a maker of foreign policy. The prime minister plays a dominant role in shaping the foreign policy of the nation. Foreign policy means what? How our relation should be with the neighboring countries, how our relationship between different continents and countries in the western side or the eastern side. That is a cultural tie-up. We have a cultural relationship or a business relationship or a defense relationship. What kind of thing? Everything is framed and shaped by the prime minister. He keeps in touch with the developments in all countries through his representative, like we have ambassadors, consuls there, and we'll be in touch with developments of all other countries on a regular basis. He meets heads of the various countries and maintains friendly relations with them. See, on various occasions, we invite some heads of other countries and we visit their countries, okay, other countries, and we maintain friendly relation with them. Okay, because we have a Sanskrit thing, Vasudaika Kutumbam means the whole world is a family. Only we are the one who follow this. And as a chairman of Niti Aayog is nothing but earlier we had a planning commission that has been replaced by some changes now. The Prime Minister heads the Niti Aayog, that is National Institution for Transforming India. Niti Aayog means Policy Commission. Okay, a newly body set up in January 1st, 2015 after the latest government came. It is a policy think tank of Government of India that replaces Planning Commission, which aims to involve the states in economic policy making in India. See, for example, I'll tell you, your house, some 4 members are there. Monthly, some income you will get, and you have to spend that. So your mother or father, will they sit together, they'll write the budget. This is the income we are getting. You have to pay the fees, rent, and groceries, current and utility bill, like that. And we'll see some development. Suppose that's your own house. You're planning for having one more story on your building. So you should have some amount. How can we get that? I should work part time or some more time, or you should assist me. Like this, every the planning will be done at any level. No, the same thing for the whole country. Economic planning and the policy will be done at this level. That is at the Niti Aayog. Okay, and he will be the chairman for that. Next, it will provide strategic and technical advice to the central and state governments, and they will provide the strategic and technical advice to the central and state governments in developmental activities. It will have a governing council comprising chief ministers of all the states and its governors of union territories. So this Niti Aayog will have representatives like a governing council which comprising of chief ministers from all the states and its governors of union territories. In case they are union territories, you have a governors from there. Union government set up the Niti Aayog on January 1st, 2015. Next slide. Now let us see the list of Prime Ministers of India who have served us. Jawaharlal Nehru, we call Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Chacha Nehru, who served from the year 1947 to 1964, and Gulzari Lal Nanda as an acting Prime Minister was there from 1964 to 1964, only short period. And Lal Bahadur Shastri from 1964 to 66, and Gulzari Lal Nanda again from 1966 to 1966, and Indira Gandhi from 1966 to 1977, that's about 11 years here, and Morarji Desai. Okay, after Indira Gandhi, Morarji Desai assumed the prime ministership of a country from 1977 to 1979, and Charan Singh was a prime minister from 1979 to 1980, and Indira Gandhi again as a prime minister from 1980 to 1984 when she was been assassinated, and VP Singh, also known as Vishwanath Pratap Singh, was the prime minister of India from 1989 to 1990, and Chandrasekhar from 1990 to 91, and PV Narasimha Rao was a prime minister from 1991 to 1996, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee from 1996 to 1996. He served for 3 terms at different stages and different durations, and H.D. Devegowda from 1996 to 1997, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee in second spell from 1998 to 2004, and Dr. Manmohan Singh served for 10 years, that is from 2004 to 2014, and after that Narendra Modi from 2014 to till date. And these are the list of prime ministers who served a country.